Chinese people.
So how was like shopping and going to restaurants and things
Yeah,
like
the
that?
restaurant. I love the food. I
Mhm.
mean, that's besides the people that we got to be friends with. That's what I miss the most is the food. I absolutely loved it. There were some great Chinese restaurants that I would have never found if I didn't have some of the fancy places, mediocre food. Those would probably be the places that I would go into because they're right there and it looks, and some of it's in English. And,
Right.
but there's just the little restaurants that the Chinese teachers from school and the people that work with the company would say, let's go to this one. And some of them were really close to our house, and not until they showed them to me would I have ever, because they didn't look like a whole lot, but then you have the food and it's unbelievable and it's cheap. We had a little noodle stand right below us, our apartment, that was, let's see, what was it? It was 50 cents or so for a big bowl of noodles, you know, with meat, and then they would ask you, how spicy?
Oh, okay.
And so I went there probably a couple times a week, and the guy would go, one and two, and I would usually go three because I like pretty spicy food. But
what's native though? I mean, what would they have?
It depends. You know, it's like some of the Chinese like it really really spicy, and some are not so spicy.
Oh, okay.
I think there's definitely some people that can handle some really hot spicy food. They throw hot peppers in a lot of their dishes, and
Kind of like Thai food.
yeah, and the funny thing too is like all the Chinese restaurants I've been to here in the U.S., none of them are really. I mean, they're Americanized. You know, like the two here in town, which I like both of them, but it's nothing compared to real Chinese food. The closest I've seen to most of the food that I ate in China, I would find some of the Thai places in Madison, and the Vietnamese restaurant, the Ha Long Bay on Willie Street.
Okay.
And there's a Thai place on Willie Street too, down the road from Ha Long Bay. It's on the right side. It's I forgot the name of it. Those are pretty close. Like those are closer to like authentic Chinese dishes. And here one is a Thai restaurant and one is a Vietnamese restaurant, but they're closer to the Chinese food that we got used to, you know, than your typical Chinese restaurant is. Yeah.
And then what about what you cooked at home? I mean, were you able to get what you wanted?
Yeah, we did have a grocery store within walking distance, and yeah, you know, you don't have macaroni and cheese, or you know, if you want macaroni and cheese, you get noodles, and they had Land O'Lakes cheese.
Really?
Yeah, but they were the singles,
Oh,
so cheese isn't really popular.
Oh, really?
That was probably one of the harder things to find, but most of what we wanted we could make. And I like to cook. My wife likes to cook, but we found that we didn't cook a whole lot just because everything was so. We had 30 restaurants within a 10-minute walk of our, maybe 40 within a 10-minute walk of us. A lot of little ones.
And all very reasonable.
All very reasonable. Yeah. I mean, there was even this is Japanese, but there was even a sushi restaurant that came like halfway through that was built. And sushi is expensive, but it was really good. I mean, I would compare it to what's the one, Muramoto. Like it was probably almost that good, the one in Madison there, but about a third the price. You know, and we usually stop there once a week too, but healthier. They've really focused on the fresh vegetables, and the area that we lived in is one of the best agricultural parts of China too. So most of the vegetables in the restaurants were at least, I mean, at the oldest they were like a day old from being picked out of the ground.
Oh wow.
You know, and that's pretty much when you talk about organic, you know, they don't, mainly for economic reasons, they don't use pesticides because they, you know, they're working for such a small profit margin when they're growing their crops. They don't have the money to buy pesticides and things like that.
Was there like an open market or anything like that?
Yeah, there's quite a few of those too. Yeah, we had a couple permanent ones right across the street, and then there were there were probably 3 nice ones within walking distance. So that was nice, but I definitely was healthier that year in China than I am here.